Okay, so that was simple, right? Obviously, I could do the same thing for my little fence post over here. So if I've got my fence post, all right, and I'm going to determine that that's going to go off to the distance as well. So I can just go to the bottom here. There it is. And then to the top right over here. Okay. And then I'm going to decide where my next fence post is. So let's say, I don't know, right here. Totally arbitrary. Totally arbitrary. So that's where my next one's going to be, right? Okay. I can find the center. Now I could measure. Okay. Actually, you know what? I might as well use it because there it is. Of course, I could just draw an X, finding the center that way. Right? We've done that before. So there's my center there. Anyways, and then just draw that back just like before. Okay. And so then I'd go from here, right? That's the top of the one, down to the middle. Remember when I went from here to the middle and then beyond. So here to the middle and then beyond. Let's see where it goes. Right? So right there, and there's my next post. Okay. And so I just keep that pattern up. So from the top here to the middle and beyond. So forth and so on. And eventually the same thing will happen with these ones, where it will just sort of disappear into a pattern off in the distance. And just like with the other ones, I don't actually have to draw that line. And after all, that's what my ruler's for. And I'll just fake it from that point on out. Okay, cool. So now I've got my fence posts, or at least where they're going to be. Now, the thing is with these fence posts, I want these to be kind of like, kind of rickety, old, broken down things. So basically, I got the base of the post figured out. They're all evenly spaced because whenever they put these things in the first place, they were probably even, right? But maybe with these ones, this one's leaned a little bit, and maybe this one's leaned, I don't know, the other way a little bit, right? And this one's leaning a little bit. This one's just a little bit this way. They're just all a little bit goofy. They've seen better days. There you go, just like me. Seen better days. We're all getting a little bit bent in our old age. Okay, so there it is. And so I've got my fence post, right? I'm going to just clean that up a little bit. So now, right, well, that was easy enough because everything was in a straight line. Well, what if you have things that aren't in a straight line? We can still use the same practice to space things. So check this out. So if I have, let's say, this cactus over here, right? Let's put this more in the center for you guys to see. And I'll draw it a little bit darker so you guys can see it. Cool. So there's my little cactus. All right. There it is. Okay. And so if I was to have a line of cactuses, I could, and if they were all, let's assume they're all the same height, right? I could go from the bottom to the vanishing point, and then from the top, once again, to the vanishing point. And obviously, somewhere in the distance, I could make another cactus, making it skinnier, right, of course, because it's further away from you. And so here's my other little cactus over here. And there it is. Okay. And you could see it proportionally, it got smaller like everything else as it went away. Okay, but wait a minute, Mr. Kuhn, you said I don't have to put these in line. Well, of course you don't. So if I have this one over here, I could have another one sitting somewhere, let's say next to it, and it would be the same size. So here, let's keep this really simple. So if I had the bottom of this one, that's where it's at, right? If if I were to just draw a parallel line or a horizontal line, I should say horizontal, straight on over, and a horizontal line over this way, wouldn't the next one be the exact same height? So I could have another one right over here, little goofy little cactus. So there's my other little cactus. See, same height, same distance away, just in a different spot. Okay. Well, let's place a couple more. So let's say I wanted one that was going to be this tall, this far away, but I didn't want it to be in line at all, right? So, okay, well, I've just decided, well, that's where it's going to be. Let's say I'll put it over here somewhere. So, I'm just going to maybe set up a little guideline over here horizontally. And then I could just put my other cactus over here. All right, here's my other little cactus. Whoop. Okay, and so this cactus over here is the same height as it would have been if it was over here. Are you getting it yet? Here, I'll do just a couple more. Okay, let's say I've got one that's way far away, way over, this far away over here. So, but I don't want it to be in line. That's just silly, right? Okay, so maybe I'll just move it over a little bit. A little horizontal line just to use as a guideline, or heck, I could just use my eyeballs probably. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be a lot closer than if you had just guessed right from the get-go. And look it, there's another one. Perfectly far away, perfectly the right size, but it doesn't have to be directly in line. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I can just continue. Let's say, I don't know, let's put another one, this size right here. One that's a little bit closer, but we'll put it over here. So once again, I could say, okay, that's how tall it's going to be. That's where it's planted at. And so I've got another cactus right here. Just exactly the right height of what it would have been if it had been right here. Same thing. That's assuming that these are all the same height. Well, just like with the fence post, maybe I'd make little adjustments. Maybe, okay, well, this one did grow a little bit taller than the other one. Okay, maybe this one was a little bit shorter than, this one over here. Whatever, right? You can make those little adjustments. The point is that you got things spaced in the right place using that perspective. Okay, hopefully that's clear.